So, hello, Max.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going all right. It's awesome to see you here today.
Thank you for having me, man.
And welcome to the Gentleman Network. The podcast topic today is From Side Hustle to $1,000,000. So, what's the first step to turning side hustle into a full-time business?
Okay. Good question, actually. Just for the record, I don't have $1,000,000. And I
Not
don't
yet.
have, but yet, yeah. That's a good question, actually. Short answer would be probably hiring.
Ooh.
Whenever you're, so basically, whenever you, I mean, it's kind of logical, right? Whenever you're getting
Of
busier,
course.
you need some help, or basically you need, in order to have a business, not a side hustle, I would say somebody else has to do the job for you, right?
Yeah.
So I would say hiring for sure, and then working on the strategy, long-term strategy, actually.
I believe Robert Kiyosaki said this, that the most intelligent people hire people more intelligent than they are. And this is basically what we're talking about when it comes to a full-time business, that we become from employees to the employers.
True. That's a good quote. That's a good quote. So yeah, this is a short answer. I would say like hiring. That's my experience.
Is there anything else?
No, I would say first step is hire. Hire.
Yeah, that's definitely the first step. The second step is taxes.
Well, yeah. I mean, you gotta pay taxes either way.
Yeah.
If you're working for yourself or if you're hiring, I mean, you gotta pay taxes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, hiring accountants and everything. So the second question is, what mistakes do most new entrepreneurs make, and how can they be avoided?
Thinking short term and trying and not going 100% from day one.
Yeah,
You gotta go 100% from day one. Absolutely. And people try a lot and they don't focus on, they don't really focus on long-term goals. They want to make money now and see like, oh, okay, whatever I'm doing, is it profitable? Well, hell, listen, you can live off of it, maybe, if you're lucky. But most of the time, if this is a long-term project, you would not be able to live off of it. You'll need to have some kind of financial support for that. But anyways, yeah, the mistakes are thinking short-term.
Yes, I so strongly agree with that. We actually talked about this earlier with Graham, that a lot of people who think short-term are usually getting the bad long-term results.
True.
Because they want to get to this candy bar, is actually what we spoke about. But then they have a bad diet for a long time. But this does come close to the entrepreneurship, because some people spend all their lives trying to find some kind of a shortcut to the $1,000,000, while other people think long-term, and in a half amount of time, they get exactly what they're aiming for.
Absolutely. Yeah, I fully agree with that. Plus, if you're starting a business, if you're lucky, you're going to be living off of it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you gotta have either job or other side hustles to support yourself.
Yeah, and backups.
Or rich parents.
For some people who say that you need money to make money and say that they don't have enough money to start their business, well, I gotta say this one. You should know that the biggest delivery corporation, UPS, was started by two boys who borrowed $100, or at least that's what I heard.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've heard a bunch of success stories when people are like, oh, I'm investing my last $200, investing my last $1,000 into a product.
Yeah.
And it worked. But guess what? Nobody's talking about the 99 failures out of 100. Everybody likes the nice, cool stories, I guess.
Well, I don't think any of those cool stories are very easy either.
Yeah, for sure.
So how does personal development accelerate business growth?
Um, that's actually controversial. Me personally,
Yeah.
I don't think that personal growth has anything to do with your business success.
You don't?
I don't. All of those guys with cold plunges, meditation. I do meditate. I meditate, right? But you can be a complete mess personally, but your business can be profitable. I can see it happening 100%. Your body can be a mess. Your mind can be a mess, but you're focused. You're basically giving 100% of you to the business. You wake up, you work like Elon Musk, let's say, right? It doesn't look good. The
Yeah.
guy doesn't look good. Like physically, he's not fit. I'm pretty sure he does not do cold plunges at 4 a.m. in the morning. No. What matters is what you do, right? Towards your business. I see right now, a huge trend where people, they want to follow a millionaire morning routine,
Yeah.
but they don't want to do the work. Like, yeah, you're going to do the cold plunges. You're going to wake up at 7 a.m. every single morning. I mean, good. I mean, for you personally, it's good.
Of course.
But the business is basically it's a separate thing. You know what I mean? It's like a separate body.
So basically, you're saying that the business should definitely be separated from your personal life.
I would say so, yes. Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good thing to learn. So, number 4, what mindset shifts are crucial for scaling business?
Long-term mindset.
Yeah.
So thinking long-term. What I mean by that, right?
When you say long term, how long do you mean? Define long term.
Ask yourself if you can do it for 5 years straight, even if there is no life-changing results. 5 years, I think it's there.
Yeah.
It's long term. But let's say if you're focusing on making a buck on your every transaction, if you're focusing on it from the very beginning, you're in the bad place. You're in the bad place. I'm not saying your business has to be has to lose, basically bringing your, what do you call it, bringing negative margin, right? It doesn't really have to bring negative margin for a long time, but you got to understand that if you're lucky, 6 months, 12 months, and you're going to have a good business, right? But if you're not, so you got to be ready for going long term.
And you also said earlier that to, at all cost, avoid the situation of I'll do it tomorrow. That's got to be forgotten. Doesn't exist.
I'll do
Right?
it tomorrow. Yeah, sure. You mean like...
You said go 100% today.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. From day one. I said from day one.
Day one. Oh,
From
thank
day
you.
one. Yeah. So whenever you think, you know what, I'll start it, you don't really try. You go 100% in.
Yeah, I really
After
like,
validation, obviously.
yeah, I really like that one.
Good.
How do successful entrepreneurs maintain focus and drive in the long term? Oh,
That's it. You don't really focus on... You focus on making relationships with your customers and with people who are interested in your product or
definitely.
service. That's it. One of the examples I have personally done recently, I have a marketing agency right now. For a good customer of mine, I know he has a lot of a huge volume of work that he needs to be covered, that needed to be covered, right? I told him that I gave him a very low rate per video. Nobody would give it to him. No one. I did it for a month, and I said, hey, let's talk again in a month about the
Nice.
rates. It cost me my time. For example, right now, I would charge him for everything I did for him. I don't know, $5,000, and I charge him maybe under $1,000.
well. So earlier you said about the relationship with the customers. Do you think what Sam Walton said is correct, that the customer is always right?
No, 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 not really. There are, I mean, what if the customer doesn't pay? Is he right?
Oh,
You send the invoice to the customer, right? He
Yeah.
or she, they don't pay. Are they right? They're not right. Obviously, customer service is, by the way, customer service is very important. And I thought, before I came to Canada, I thought that it's kind of like, it's basic, right? Everybody knows that customer service is very important.
of course.
But here in Canada, it stands out. Whenever you're
Really?
providing, yeah, whenever you're providing a good service, it stands out. I've seen people talking to their customers like in a very weird way. Like, for example, a customer asks you something to do that you're not comfortable with. They show it with their emotion, like, I don't know. Instead of saying, sure, let me look into it. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'll try to make it happen.
I think it used to be like this latter version that you just mentioned. I think it's shifted when I don't know what. It just feels different today. Maybe because of the whole COVID thing and everything else. But the customer service that I remember used to be very good.
You see, I've never been here before 2022. I came here 2022 summer. So I don't know. I think there is a lot of opportunity for people who can serve their customer properly.
So we're just gonna keep on. We're gonna continue about the whole long-term and customers stuff. So as you mentioned earlier, the 100% on the first day, the long-term, and the customer service. You said that is also very mandatory.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
relationship with the customers.
Yeah.
As I understand, it's very important to maintain the relationship with the customers because the customers are the ones paying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They are. You must make them feel as comfortable as possible. Basically, you got to be gentlemen.
Yeah. I would say so. Yes, absolutely. And people are going to buy from people they like. People are not going to buy ever from people they don't like.
You're right. You're right. I myself remember working at a small job, quite some time ago, and when the customers came to me, I felt more as a psychiatrist. They just wanted to tell me the bad day that they had,
Absolutely.
and because I was willing to listen to them so nicely, they often bought exactly from me.
Exactly. I had when I had my logistics business back in 2020, I think it was 2020. I hired. So I had a logistics business in US. I hired dispatchers, but the customers were calling me anyways to talk how hard their life is. I would listen to it for like 15 minutes a day, and that would like bond us so well. Just the ability to listen. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yes, I remember some of the people I spoke to. Well, some of my managers or bosses from the former jobs I had. I spoke to them how a lot of employees are uncomfortable with the customers, and I was asking like, so what? That's what you're paid for. You're supposed to handle them. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable.
That's your job.
You're not there to get massages.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's pretty much the same with the your personal business as well. A lot of things are not going to feel very comfortable.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people
Most
have
of
to
the
get
things.
used to that. You're breaking out of the comfort zone.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I believe a lot of people call it after the fear zone, you go into the growth zone. So when your business is growing, that stuff is not always going to feel pleasant. A lot of it is going to be happy. You're going to be making money.
True.
And from time on, your revenue will be growing as well. And as long as you're pressing yourself forward and overcoming your uncomfort, I think your revenue will grow as well.
Absolutely. Even coming here today, it's honestly, I was nervous. It's a new experience for me, coming to the podcast. I'm in front of the camera by myself. You know what I mean? I don't talk to anybody. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay. So it's nice to meet you, Max.
Nice to meet you.